Hi, this is David from Heart of the Lion School of Martial Arts. Today, I'm going to talk about is your martial arts well rounded martial art to fit you? And I mean this in um, several different ways. And one of the things is that hey, I turn 60 next month, so I've noticed that my body and I can't do the things that I used to be able to do in my 20s and 30s and even early 40s when I was real young. And well, I consider that to be young. Uh, over time, things happen to your body. For me, I have a bad knee. I had to have surgery on, and I have limitations. Uh, I have a bad shoulder because I got ripped out of socket, uh, and that particular did not have anything to do with martial arts. It was some dumb thing that just happened. I also have a bad lower back that I should probably go and have surgery done. So you need your martial arts to fit you because you have certain limits. And uh, if you're young, your limitations are wide. You don't have as many limits as an older person because an older person, his limits of being able to do what he can do may be, oh, so much less. But if he's trained a lot of years and uh, have done a lot of different martial arts and or stuck with his own martial art but is well rounded and expanded, um, he has a lot of knowledge. And to build up your knowledge is one of the best things you can do is build up your knowledge. I myself, I started out with Kung Fu. I went from Kung Fu to Judo and Jiu Jitsu. I went from Judo and Jiu Jitsu to Tong Sudo. I went from Tong Sudo to Taekwondo. And uh, I found a master out in California. I now live in Texas, and I may say some stuff about that later. But your instructor or instructors have to be able to fill in gaps of your training of what you need to be able to defend yourself in all situations. Can you defend yourself from standing up? Can you defend yourself from sitting down? Can you defend yourself from sitting on the floor? Can you defend yourself from laying on the ground? And your situations that can occur, have you trained for it? Have you trained for being able to fight standing up, fight sitting down, fight from the ground, fight from a laying or prone position? And when I say fight, I'm not talking about in your gym where it's all like play. I'm talking about out in the world where somebody who is coming at you to really do you harm. They're trying to take something from you and hurt you or even sorry about that. this is a person I don't need to talk to. All right. Can you defend yourself from all your situations, all your surroundings? If somebody throws dirt or dust in your eyes and you can't see, can you still effectively use your other senses to fight back? You may have had a loud noise go off near you and you can't hear. By using your other senses, can you effectively defend yourself? And these are the things you need to train for. And I have been very fortunate that because of all the different instructors I've had in my lifetime, I have learned certain things that I know I can do from the ground, certain things I know I can do from sitting, certain things I know I can do from sitting from a park bench, from a chair, because even your chair that you're sitting in can be a tool for your self-defense. What do you do when you're backed up against a wall? What do you do when you're in an open space and there's nowhere to hide? What do you do when you're in a closed space and you have places to hide? What do you do when your surroundings are in the way? Can you use your surroundings to help you defend yourself? You know, you need to train for a lot of different situations. And when you train for these situations, you don't just do it 1, 2, 3, say 500 times. No, you're doing it thousands of times. And your reaction should be at the point where you haven't stopped to think for anything. You have done it through muscle memory and reaction. You're not going, you're, or whatever you know you're going to do against a situation. Because your situation is going to be there in an instant. It's not that you can see all situations coming towards you. I mean, you don't see a bullet. You're too late. But if you see a man with a knife walking towards you, if you see a man that's looking like he's hiding a weapon, and you want to step back and be cautious, hey, stop right there. Let's talk. Or let me see what you have in your hands. Boom, he's got a knife. Oh, okay. What do I have on me, or what can I do to defend myself against that weapon? Okay, and I say weapon because sometimes it may not be a knife. It might be a stick. It might be a gun. It might be something, or whatever it is that he happens to have in his hand at the time. Can it do you harm? Now, I have a pair of glasses in my hand. Can I do harm with a pair of glasses? Yes, I can. Okay, it may seem unthreatening, but you can. See this part right here? Poke somebody in the eye with that. Poke them in the throat. If you have that's why I carry metal framed glasses. Is because even if I have to take off my glasses and use them to defend myself, I can. In some fashion, I can use a pair of glasses to defend myself. It could be a pen that you have in your pocket. And I almost always have pens and pencils and usually hard objects in my pocket. Um, yeah, I even carry a pocket knife, and I almost always have my pocket knife on me. I wear a belt. You know, can I pull my belt off and be able to use that as a weapon or something to defend myself? Yes, I can. And yes, I have in certain situations that I've been in the past. You know, I've learned to carry certain objects on me that are seemingly harmless, but I can do harm and defend myself and hurt somebody else if I have to. So, have you trained yourself into be able to use what's around you, what your surroundings is? If you're a girl, do you carry a purse? Do you have something in your purse that you can use to defend yourself? Can you use your purse to defend yourself? Do you wear a belt? Do you Have you ever considered using your belt to defend yourself? Even your shoes. These girls that wear high-heeled shoes, they have a weapon on the end of their feet. They can use it for stomping. They can take their shoe off and use it for blocking and striking. They have something on them. If they're thinking, they can defend themselves in certain situations. But not every situation fits the defense or defensibility that you have. So try to train for those situations that are uncommon, you know. And another thing is dress in such a way where your ability to defend yourself is more probabilical than unprobabilical, if you know what I mean. And for guys, I always wear pants that are loose fitting and that I can kick above my waist if I have to. If you're wearing tight pants and you can only get your leg up so high, and if you try to go higher than that, you knock yourself on your butt, well, that's your fault for not thinking. Okay? And just because a pair of pants look good on you doesn't mean that you can defend yourself in those pants or dress or whatever it is that you might be wearing. Okay? There's a cool movie that's out about a woman, and it's the Wonder Woman first movie, and she goes into a dress shop and she says, "How can a woman fight with all this on?" And she finally picks out an outfit where she can move around and do the things that she does in something that's loose fitting and still looks good on her. I mean, some of you girls out there, you want to look good and you're wearing things that are very attractive, but if you're at that point where it's beyond just trying to be attractive to I want to show off my body because I got a great pair of whatever and I got great legs and stuff like that. Um, are you really trying to attract that type of attention to you to the point where you might get into a situation where that person wants to go beyond you saying no? And if your apparel is not modest, that's how I'm going to put it. If your apparel is not modest and you're showing off your body because, yes, you're a good looking girl, you're a good looking woman, and that man who comes up to you is a little bit much touchy feely and stuff like this, uh, because, hey, too much of anything can be bad. And if you're inebriated, drunk, whatever, and you're in a state of being that where you can't to defend yourself, and a man wants to take advantage of you, that's partially your fault. You can't just blame it all on him. Yes, I blame him too for going beyond that point of being a gentleman. A true gentleman is not going to go beyond that point. You don't do things a gentleman will do. Okay, a gentleman will just take you home and put you to bed, and they're gone. Okay, the person who's not a gentleman is going to take advantage of you. And I hate to say that, but there's always that possibility. And the same thing goes for men. Are you the type of person that if you drink, you go beyond what you know is right? Then it's also the man's fault, because he's gone to that point of, duh, I'm stupid now. And when you get to the point where you're stupid, well, you do stupid things. And putting yourself in situations where you can be harmed or you're going to do harm to somebody else, well, I'm sorry, but you're to blame. And if you do something where you need to have to go to jail, well, I guess you just got your ass in jail. Well, hey, all of this comes in the realms of self-defense and keeping yourself out of situations, whether it be don't go to the bar, don't go down the dark alley, stay out of the place where there's known to be fights all the time, like an old biker bar or whatever. It's your fault, not somebody else's fault. Don't let other people talk you into things. It's like somebody hands you a joint. Wow, are you going to say yes? Ooh, because yes, I want to get high. Or no, I think I'm going to skip that and stay sober. Say non-high. Say I want to be in grasp of all my faculties and not limit myself to I don't know how to say it, but you don't want to go to that stupid place. Because practically everyone will do it, but do you know where your limits are and be correct? Okay. Now, okay, you can say, okay, my limit is 2 drinks, and I'm going to stop. Because after that, I'm stupid. Uh, and you stop yourself before you even go to that point where you're taking that first drink. Okay? I myself have limited my intake of alcohol and to maybe twice a year, if that. In this last year or so, since let's just say since COVID started, actually since I left the doing the fair circuit when I was doing a lot of Renaissance fairs, I haven't drank at all. I don't need it to feel good. I do things like go to the gym and go to my classes and whatever. But if I don't need it, there's no. I don't even have it in my house, And my wife's the same way. She is a confessed recovering alcoholic, and she knows that that first drink is the way to slide down that hill. And you don't want to be at the bottom looking up. You want to be at the top looking down. And I'd rather be the person going, ha ha, you fucked up. Excuse me. You messed up, not me. But, I also don't want to laugh at that person because they are at the bottom of the hill looking up. And it's just like, hey, what can I do to help you get back up here with the rest of us? And I know.
I have to tell. There's about 4 ladies in the gym, and their kids are running